So what's going on? My name is, as promised, AP for short, and welcome to my channel. I appreciate you stopping in to watch my video. And we're on our way to 10K, so hit that like and follow button. It'd be much appreciated. And as you've seen the title, Call of Duty thinks we're stupid. So if you don't know this about me, I've been working in the corporate world for a very long time. Matter of fact, I've been working in IT. I work firsthand with the business side as well. So I learned how to spot things, and I know when certain things sound very corporate. So there's something that caught my ear in this COD podcast, and I wanted to fast forward to the very end where they talk about the Q&A. And when I first heard this question, when I first heard the answer to the question, I was like, this is a very corporate answer. So in this answer, there's a few key phrases that they use in these answers, or not phrases, but more so strategies. Now, if you're new to the corporate world, or you're young and you want to get to like a bigger company or something, or matter of fact, even if you don't know what any of this means, there's certain strategies and key phrases and words that they do that sound very corporate. Now, I'm going to break this all down for you, but first I wanted you to take a look at this clip.
It's that time again, folks. We've got the community mailbag. We try to answer some of your burning questions. Yes, even some of those fastballs. And boy, are they fast. First question, and there's no easy way of saying this, except for what was the deal with all the bugs at the launch of Season 4?
So we said we were going to answer the hard questions too. I will just start this one by saying that we play our games too. And we know that when there are bugs or issues present in the game, we know that that is frustrating. And, you know, since then we've been focused on patching and updating a number of those issues. You can always find the latest information on COD updates or on our Trello boards. But since then, we've made some pretty big changes with the singular intent to deliver smoother experience across our seasonal updates going forward.
All right, did you catch that? She really didn't answer the question at all, did she? And that's a problem. This is a textbook corporate answer, and this is how it works. Step 1, start with empathy. You want to acknowledge the frustration without actually committing to anything. That's actually what she said here. Saying things like, I completely understand. We play our game too, and we understand your frustrations. Step 2, reassure the person, not a real solution, just a vague sense of we're working on it, or we're aware of the issue and we are trying to address it and we understand. So don't get me wrong, this approach calms people down and it relaxes people in the corporate sense. But here's the issue. It avoids taking ownership of what you actually did. It's not a direct answer, and it's very like circling a wagon per se. For a person that has seen this strategy many times, grows frustrated of these type of answers. And then there's one key phrase that literally echoes through my ears, and it is just has been doing this for the last couple of days ever since this podcast came out. So if you say that you play your own game, and if you really do, then a lot of these issues would never even see the light of day. And this is coming from a person that promotes projects from dev to test to production on a weekly. If you actually played your game, a lot of these problems would never see the light of day. Because in a real IT pipeline, there's checks, there's staging environments, there's Q&As. And if you're promoting changes through a real proper channels like dev, test, and Q&A and final production, these bugs wouldn't make it through. So there's something that she said in her answer that has been ringing through my ears over and over and echoing like top of a mountain in a Ricola commercial, that we play our own game. And if you really do play your own game, then a lot of these should have never made it to testing. And matter of fact, they should have never even made it to production. So in turn, I repeat, and I say this again, if you're being honest about what you're saying, and if you're playing your own game, the process that you follow, if it was a proper process that you follow, none of these issues would have never seen the light of day. And that is what bothers me about your answer. And then the funny thing is, and this is not me like trying to go at big streamers or anything like that, but I've watched a couple videos on big streamers and like they've replied to the CODPOD, and I feel like what they're saying is missing the mark and they're not seeing what's really happening here. And like maybe they, you know what, let me correct myself. Maybe they see what's happening, but they are more so reassuring what they're saying. And I'm going to say this, and I can't say this enough. They are not taking ownership of what happened. They are not apologizing to us about anything that has happened in season 4. And then here's another point that I want to make, right? So they had a lot of problems in season 4, right? Issues after issues, and all you seen was tweets about, oh, we're fixing or we're looking into this issue, correct? And then we've seen this several times on Twitter or like wherever they posted at, right? And then after that, they go completely radio silent. And I mean, we hear nothing about the fixes, or we hear nothing about an apology. And there's a huge gap in between the last fix and the CODPOD. And then all of a sudden you want us to believe that this guy randomly picked these questions out of a bag or a hat. Oh, here we go. How's about this question? No, this is what happened. There has only been 2 major things that have happened in Call of Duty that has like gotten the community in an uproar. And that was the season 4 update and then the potential of wall running, right? And they did not answer anything until the CODPOD. And now you want us to believe that, oh, the community has been tweeting to us, and then this is the answers or like the questions that we randomly got. That's all it was to build content and to make a talking point. Another talking point, exactly. So they didn't reply to the wall running at all, right? And they had ample amount of time to reply and say, no, that isn't true. But they waited for this random question to pop up on the CODPOD, or like this massive vote of questions, and we just randomly picked out these 2. I have never seen something so staged. This is more staged than the Super Bowl, okay? And they really think we're stupid. And we're talking about the constant update problems, the bugs, and of course, the outrage. The one thing that I will say about Call of Duty or Activision or Treyarch, they're like getting more bold with their answers, even though they're not direct, and then they really don't tell us that much. At the very least, they're actually bringing it to the light somewhat, but not really. They're still like in the tiptoe around things. And the only way that Call of Duty is ever going to fix anything is if they're held accountable. And the only people that can hold them accountable is us. But if you remember in Black Ops 3, right, they had that whole like lottery thing where you can get like skins and weapons and stuff. And like people got to the point that they got sick of it and they were outraged because people were spending tons and tons of COD points on hopefully getting a gun. Like hell, I don't even have the Peacekeeper. I mean, to this day, I still don't got the Peacekeeper because I'm not paying for that. And then people even make content about I did 130 rolls and I still didn't get the blah, blah, blah. And then what happened? The community banded together and we said, we're just not going to do it anymore. What happened that next year? Even though people hate it, I know people hate it, but Infinity War dropped Infinite Warfare, right? And then, yeah, it had the little random boxes, but we didn't have to pay for it anymore. All we had to do was play and earn it, right? We banded together, we stuck together, and we made them change it. And that's what we're gonna have to do if we want more changes, because as long as we're paying for it, they're gonna keep doing what they're doing. So till next time, thank you guys for all the love and the support, and drop that like and follow button because we on our road to 10K, baby. So let me know in the comment section, what do you think about the CODPOD? Do you think I got a point here, or do you think that they apologize to us? Like, genuinely, let me know.